Want to Be an Assessor.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to So You Want to Be an Assessor.
Yes, it seems like it's been a while since we've done the So You Want to Be an Assessor.
Yeah, and we've been even longer since we've done it in the same room.
I know. We actually can touch each other and everything.
Welcome to an undisclosed location at an undisclosed hotel brand.
Yes, we are in a hotel because we've been out doing assessing.
Yeah.
It's like we're assessors or something.
It's what we do.
It's crazy how that works.
I know.
So yeah, we were talking about what topics should we do, what should we include, or and
what we should do today.
Yeah, what should we do today?
Well, I think we should pick some troubling methods that we see very commonly and maybe discuss some of the common pitfalls.
That sounds great. That way we can let you know what kinds of things we're looking for when we come in to assess those methods or that method or whatever. And then so you can avoid those issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how about we start with our personal favorite, yours and mine.
Yes,
absolutely.
One of our favorites, as long as it's not BOD.
I was going to say oil and grease.
Oh, oil and grease.
Yeah, you know, that'll
ATM, the hexane extracted materials, or SGTPH. How many letters can be used to
I don't know.
do this one?
1664.
4.
A and B.
A, is that how you make an A? How do you make an A?
Sign language?
Well, there you go. A and B. So, we hear that A is going away. Eventually, they are working on making it obsolete. So, let's talk more about the B version and some of the issues that we have come across.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the main issue I think we come across the most is that method is very prescriptive. Everything in the method is written very specifically, and because of that, we now have to hold you to it. Sorry.
To the very specific details that it has in it. Now, does it make a difference whether you weigh a 2 milligram weight before you start your weighing? I don't know, and I doubt it very seriously, but darn it if it isn't written into the method. And so we have to know that you have a 2 milligram weight and
you haven't lost it.
You didn't sneeze when the container was open, and that you are using it before and after each weighing session. For instance, that's one of the little tidbits.
Absolutely.
It's in 1664 A and B. That one's in both.
Mm-hmm. Which gets into what's a weigh section. Great question.
Yes.
We don't have an answer to that one.
What's a who?
A weighing section.
A weighing section. That is the way I think it's in the method itself. And whether a weighing session is this batch of samples moving from sample hood to result hood. Is that a thing?
I like it. I mean, like the prep and then the answer part.
Yeah, getting to full answer. Is that a weighing session? Or is a weighing session the samples came out of the TurboVap and are dried and are ready to be weighed, and so turn on the scale, let's weigh. That's the start of a weighing session. Finish that set of samples, turn it off, or you'd be finished, and that's the end of a weighing session.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're both valid definitions. Like so many other things we have said, if the method doesn't prescribe it one way or another, you should, in your laboratory, define what it is for you and then stick to that rule. I'm not saying that an assessor is not going to argue with you. over whether that's their version of the way they read that rule or not. But I'm saying that when you have a definition that you're living with, that everyone in your lab is working with, they should have less to argue with you about. I'm not saying they won't, saying they shouldn't. Should. It's a should.
It's a should.
Shoulds are not requirements. We wish they were sometimes, because we'd like to tell people what they should do.
Yeah.
We've tried.
We've tried. Oh well.
Anyway, so that's
one little piece that we see quite often.
So that's weighing. And our other tip and trick, if you haven't already figured out, when you order 2 milligram weights, I suggest you buy in bulk. Buy at least 2 at a time, because they are easily lost.
So tiny.
If you haven't already seen one, they come in 1 milligram weights.
Oh my God.
Which is, a 2 milligram weight is already a piece of tinfoil. It's not very big. It's I don't even think it's that big.
This is actually too big. You need like tweezers.
You have to have tweezers to use.
Yeah.
To pick them out. Anyway, so a 1 milligram is like a sliver of tinfoil.
Like pencil lead.
Yeah. And that's too heavy.
Too heavy.
Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of crazy. So a 2 milligram weight is way too easy to lose, because you sneeze, you breathe hard,
the AC kicks on at an inopportune time.
So
not only that, but if you say using the little pinchers, right? If you pinch it too hard, they can also break.
Have you ever seen one break?
I have seen one that they were managed to keep, but it had broken in half. They weren't using it, but they had it as a don't touch it too hard.
Here's a learning experience right here in front of you.
Right? Don't squeeze too hard, because it shattered.
Was it frozen when they did that? I
don't know. I didn't ask too many questions. I was just like, that's a new one.
Yeah.
A new thing to deal with.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the weights, the weighing. First, like we said, 2 milligrams and a 1 gram. You also have to use, so that's per weighing session. For your balance itself, you have to use whatever weight brackets. You need a higher end one for whatever it is you're weighing. It includes the weigh boat or the turbo vap tube. It's got to be more than a gram. So,
yeah,
the computer's talking to us because it doesn't know we're talking to it. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah. So make sure to bracket those ranges appropriately.
Right. Or do the bracketing of the range, but for 1664, you must each weighing session, again defined as you say, do the 2 milligram and the 1 gram at a minimum. At the end and the beginning, you probably would do the beginning before you do the end. But
the circle is unbroken.
Anyway, so that's one of the pitfalls of oil and grease, SGHC,
THMs,
oil
and grease and oil.
Yeah, we go into labs. It's got all kinds of different names for it.
Yeah,
I have to learn just that G and O is the same thing as O and G, or it's the same thing as HEM or GPH, or it goes by all those names. Anyway, so the other really evidently difficult thing for this method is the reagents. What you use to run this method.
Yeah. Remember how I said that this is a very prescriptive method? That includes the list at the top where it tells you what it is that you need.
The list of reagents and equipment that you need.
Yes.
It's
So
not wrong.
the reagents are very detailed in their requirements.
And this is one of those places where they used what they thought they needed when they wrote when they created the method. They used these things, and they used really high-end hexane. It's 95% n-hexane in a 99% C6.
Yeah. What does that mean? It means it's expensive.
Yes. Yes. And you have to explicitly look for those requirements when you purchase it, because some people that are sales folks, not that I'm painting salespeople with a broad brush and saying they lie, but they have been known to stretch the truth and say that people can use hexane, this hexane, for oil and grease or 1664 or whatever.
They'll call it lab grade. What is lab grade in percentages? Not usually enough.
Right. And when you get the COAs, the certificates of analysis, and you look at them, they are not 99% C6 and 95% n-hexane. So they may be 99% C6s, but it's usually 65% or
Typically is what we see
for n-hexane, and that's not enough. Does it make a technical difference in your results? Can't swear to it one way or the other. But because this is what is it called? Method-driven parameter. Is that the wording?
I think so.
I think so. Because it's a method-driven parameter, you can't change the method. You cannot change any of it. You can't even do a study to say, but 65% works. I mean, many of the labs that we've been in, and we find this as a finding, are using 65%, and it's like, it works. Our PTs are all passing. Everything is all passing. I'm like, yes, but the method says you shall use 99% at 95% n-hexane. Therefore, you must.
Yeah.
That method is written, and you can't change it. I don't care if it does work for you. It's still wrong. And I don't like to say things are wrong.
Yeah.
I just say they're not right.
They're just not the most correct.
Well, in this case, I think they're wrong.
Well.
But anyway, okay. So the other reagents.
Silica gel is used.
Silica gel is used when you do the SGT. Mm-hmm. So that's for what's the THC when you're doing the second half. And we were talking today about that. Doesn't have to be you use 3 milligrams per 100 grams of HEM that you end up with in your results. And so if you end up with more than 100, then 100 milligrams. Have I got my units right? I forget. Or you may need to move the decimal. But then it's not an important number because it's not used in the calculation. You just need to have an abundance of silica compared to the oil part, the hexane extracted materials, which is not necessarily an oil.
It could be a grease.
Could be. So there's that part used, but the reagents that are used in the first half.
Oh, first half.
The n-hexadecane, right, and the stearic acid.
Stearic acid.
Do you remember the percentages for those guys? They're also very high.
I think it's 85 for stearic acid. Isn't it?
I was thinking it was 95 or 99.
Is it 90 again?
I think they're all 90 something. But
I have them in my notes.
I know. We go look this up when this comes up. And
every time.
You would think we would look it up before we do a presentation on it. But you know what?
This is a podcast. It's informal.
Podcast. Yeah, we're informal. We can always go look it up. We can, if you've read the method, put it in the little notes below. This can be interactive. We're good with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do not claim to know it all.
No, not at all. We prefer the phone a friend method. I like the pass it up method. When I have a question, I just pass it off to her.
Pass it off to whomever else is on site with me. Yeah. We're playing kickball with the methods.
Every time.
Oh well. So the reagents that are used are one of the big deals.
Big deal.
The weighing stuff is one of the big deals.
Big deal.
The
pH,
checking the pH before you start.
So this is one of those fun methods in that you do have to check pH. However, it tells you exactly how to check the pH. Now,
exactly.
Most of the other laboratory areas that ask for pH, you get a choice usually between a probe or a pH strip, and you find which one works best for you
in that situation or whatever.
This one not so much.
No, it requires a glass rod. They're using a Teflon rod today. I was gonna pick them for that. But isn't Teflon a type of glass?
I believe so.
I'm going with that.
I'm gonna work. Yeah, because I've seen capillary tubes used as well, and I'm like, well, it is glass. It just has a hole.
I know, and the problem is that the sample could get sucked up into the hole.
Yeah.
I suppose if you rinse it through the hole, not just around the outside, that could work.
Right.
So anyway, you have to use a glass rod and dip it into the sample. We never let people dip stuff into samples. It's kind of don't do that, but all right, it says you must, so dip it into the sample. Look, you even get people to show you how to do it. Take it out of the sample, let it drip from the rod onto the piece of paper. pH paper is the best kind of paper to drip it on. And you're looking for, what are you looking for?
You're looking for acidified, aren't you?
Yes, pH.
Which usually means less than 2.
Usually less than 2 is what they're looking for. Then you do not throw away the glass rod. You rinse it off with hexane, the good hexane that you bought, back into the sample. Okay, so don't just dispose it to waste or whatever. It is still, you want to get any oil and grease that was on that glass rod back into the sample. So rinse into the sample, usually the set funnel by that time.
Right.
You've got it into a set funnel. And so whatever.
The idea is that oil and grease, the things that we're looking for in this method, are exceptionally sticky, and they will cling on to things for dear life.
Yes,
except for hexane is the magic component that gets them to release. And so using that magic component will release it from the rod back into the sample, where we can now tabulate it.
Right. It has a chance of being counted and included in the results, which is what you're here for, which is what this entire method is about.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the differences between A and B? Versions A and B?
I'm gonna be honest and say no. I don't remember.
So
a letter?
Yes. One is at the beginning of the alphabet, and the next one is usually after that letter in the alphabet.
Yeah. Upon review, if I decide to figure out what that is, I'll put in a video here. Hey, Mr. Dr. Shepard. Question for you from the viewers, being me. What's the difference between 64A and B?
Not much.
Okay. wow, wasn't that great? It totally explained everything. And if it didn't, oh well.
Sorry. Let us know that we
being-
don't know what we're talking about, because you're not wrong all the time. We know some things.
We know some things. We know enough to be dangerous.
We do. So, all right. So, I don't know. This worked okay with doing a method.
I think so too. And I hope you guys enjoyed this style, because we're
Yes.
hoping to do a few more of these. If there are methods that you would really like us to cover, please, email, put it in the doobly-doo, comments, and tell us on site if you know us.
Yeah.
We want to know what it is that you would like to hear our perspective of. This was just one of several methods that have picky details. Then
Recurring findings from
Recurring.
assessors. How's that sound?
that sounds lovely.
That sounds like we're assessors and we assess.
And we have words.
Yeah. Anyway, so thankful you were here watching, talking to us, letting us talk to you, see what's going on, and let us know what you think. Subscribe. Is it up in the corner? Is it down? Every time I look, it's someplace else.
Honestly,
Keep
wherever
that little subscribe thing is. Go for
and
it.
push the bell icon to
Yeah.
be notified anytime that we do our thing.
Yeah, we post something. We're gonna try and get more regular about doing that.
Gonna try and get more regular.
Yeah.
And as life does happen. We are not paid for this. We are not sponsored, though this hotel chain really should sponsor me. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Because we spend enough money
Yeah,
in places like this.
we do. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank y'all.
All
And
right.
see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.